3, 2, 1, and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Man, I just saw a post over here from Peggy. Peggy, man, that is so heartbreaking to hear. Got an accident, plane, unsuccessful emergency landing. We want to just lift our hearts up to those in need. That's always the struggle of this world, right? So hopefully everybody's going to be lifting up their hearts to those struggling. We don't want to just bring it a downer, though. We're gonna let the authorities handle that, the emergency crews, and we're gonna just pray for those families. Up next, we've got some great content for formatting and publishing with Josh and Marty. Man, these two guys are just amazing to listen to. The content that they're giving and sharing with us is it's so easy. It looks so simple. And the great thing is, after talking with them, it is simple. So how many of you guys love Josh and Marty? Throw your hands up in the chat. Let's see their faces. I want to see their faces because these guys, oh, there we go. Josh is always on it. That guy's always on point. Writer's block. There we go, Marty. Hey, guys, thanks for being here with us. We appreciate you. Thank you to our KCF family. If you're not already, just go to kindlecashflow.com/Facebook, join us, post in there what you got, your greatest takeaway, and I'm going to give it up to these beautiful guys here.
Oh, man, we appreciate that so much, Jeremy. Thank you. Give me one moment here. I'm trying to get my screen adjusted and get the chat going.
All right, can you guys hear us pretty clear? Let us know in the chat box real quick. I'm going to make sure the audio is good. We got Josh and Marty are the best ever. Wow, we appreciate you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Love you. Yeah, it's always an honor to be here and giving you guys information. We got Jack, love Josh and Marty. We got the loud and clear coming in. Awesome.
All right. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off, guys. Just before we do get started, as you know, we're going to be talking about formatting and publishing, but we wanted to kick this off with a little motivation and then also give you all some mantras. So we have a quote here by Anthony Robbins, and it goes that if you can't, you must. And if you must, you can. So I'm going to say it again. If you can't, then you must. And if you must, then you can. So in that, if you can't do something, you have to push yourself to do that thing. You have to push yourself to do that thing so that way you can build the belief system up in yourself. And if you must do that thing, then you can. So in that, there was never a point in time where you couldn't do something. It all circles back around to you just believing in yourself and believing that you can do this. And that's what we're trying to instill here. We wanted to build up that belief system in each and every single one of you all. Because as we said in the beginning of this, we didn't come from any special place or have any special upbringing. We started in the same place as you all with very little, and then we believed in ourselves and just built it up to where we are now. And we're believing the same thing for you all. So if you believe still that after these 3 days that you've been through the training that you have been through, if you feel like you can't do this, we believe that you can do it. You have to believe that you can go through the market research. You can go through the outsourcing. You can find, the editor and cover designer. You have to believe in yourself that you can publish this onto Amazon and actually make something of this business. You have to believe that you can actually market this for yourself as well. So with that, we also have some mantras as well. And Marty Party is going to lead us into these. Do not sleep on these. They're super powerful. It's extremely important that you're speaking life out of your mouth. The tongue is very powerful. So let's go ahead and jump into these bad boys.
Yeah, just a fun fact before we jump into it. Josh and I actually, our goal before Kindle Publishing, before we actually got into Kindle Publishing, was to become motivational speakers. That was actually, I actually wanted to be Marty the Motivator out here. And I ended up being Marty Party. And then, eventually, Kindle King out here. There's multiple Kindle Kings out here, but we ended up that way. And we still Josh and I, we often talk about this, how, we want to make sure this is something that we would always be doing to the very last breath, is motivation, inspiration, and always trying to help others take authority of their life, become the captain of their ship, become the author of their life. So what we have here is some affirmations. It's something that we say to ourselves. And what I would like everyone right now in the chat, if you can, right, put in the chat box as we go through. So first off, let's say I can do this. Put it in the chat box. I can do this. And everyone look at the chat box. Look at it. It's like a waterfall, right? It's incredible. I can do this. Like, you can do this. Speak it into existence. Back in 2013, Josh and I, we were struggling. We lived in an apartment we could barely afford. We didn't even have furniture. And to be truthfully honest, a lot of people don't even notice that my dad used to dumpster dive. If you guys know what that is, it's kind of like you go to the trash and you find, valuable things that people just threw away. And then you kind of like clean it up and stuff like that. And he actually did that for us back in the day. So when we had furniture back in the day, it was actually came from the dumpster. He just, was considerate enough to clean it up for us. And when we were struggling, we had to tell ourselves that we could do this. We can do this. Every single time we went and looked at the bank account in the very morning, we saw negative $900, sleeping on the floors, parents and family telling us that this is a scam, this Kindle business is not going to be good. You might as well go over here and go to college. Why aren't you going to college and going to the medical field? My family is big in the medical field. So I'm actually probably like the only one from my side that is not in the medical field. I chose to take a different path, and I got criticized for it. And it gets hard. The path, the journey, it gets hard, especially whenever you're alone. And you have to be able to, this is what Les Brown said, you have to be your own self-booster in life. And you have to literally encourage yourself, motivate yourself, and inspire yourself to go to the destination that you truly want to go to. So one of the things that we can say is, I can't do this, what you guys put in the chat box. The next thing is, I am greatness. Let's see it in the chat box. I am greatness. That's right, because you are great. You're better than good. This is something that we always say, like, if you see, like, me, Josh, Ty, and a lot of KindleCast folk coaches and stuff, we say great morning instead of good morning. And the whole reason for that is because great is better than good. Let's be honest. So we are greatness. So we start trying to change the way we say certain things. And there's nothing that you can tell us that we aren't greatness. Because the most important thing is what you tell yourself. It's not going to be what we tell you or someone else tells you. What do you tell yourself? So as you guys put I am greatness in the chat box, we need you to feel it. Not for us, not for anyone else, but for you. It's all about you. Feel it, own it. It's yours. You are greatness in every single vein. You have greatness within you. All you have to do is bring it out to reality. Okay? The next thing we have, I am valuable. Let's put it in the chat box. I am valuable. That's right. Like, you're worth a lot. And you should not go a single day thinking that you're not. One of the biggest things that we go through in life is us versus us. And what do I mean by that? There's an old African proverb that says, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without can do us no harm. And what that pretty much is breaking down is that we have an enemy within us that is literally telling us that we're not valuable. We can't do this. We're not greatness. There is something in us, there's a conversation that we have within us that lets us know that we're not good enough. And it's time to recondition that. We are good enough. We can do this. We are valuable, right? You are. And you have to own that. You don't need anyone else in life to tell you that. You need to tell yourself that, because that's what matters the most. Because if you say you're not valuable, you're going to start walking, speaking, everything. Your whole life and your whole existence is going to be feeling like you're not valuable. And no matter what anyone says something to you, they can say you're amazing. But if you tell yourself that you're not valuable, that's what you're sleeping with. That's what you're waking up to. And it's time to change that. Time to change the narrative, because we are authors. On this call, everyone is an author. And it's time to write our own story. Let's stop giving that pen. I got a pen right here. I got this from ClickFunnels Live. We went there, with Ty. Let's stop giving a pen to someone else in our life. And let's take authority over this pen and start writing our own story, writing our own life. Okay? We are the author of our lives. The next thing we have here is I matter.
I matter.
See it in the chat box. I matter. That's right. Because you matter. You are valuable and you matter. You know, how often do we even wake up every single day and look in the mirror and tell ourselves that we matter? That because we came on this earth, it became different. Because we matter. We're so valuable because of that. We woke up today. We matter. There's reasons for all of this stuff. We're not going to go so deep in it, but there's reasons for all of this stuff. Like, you truly matter, and tell yourself that. And once again, you don't need anyone else on this planet Earth to tell you that. Because if you know you matter, put a period after that. Write your own sentence. Okay? And then the last thing we have here is I believe in myself. Let's see it in the chat box. I believe in myself. This is one of the most powerful things ever. Because if you believe in yourself, you can manifest anything. You know, I'm going to be on here. I'm going to look as crazy. I'm going to say I'm going to be a billionaire one day. I know I'm going to be a billionaire one day because I believe in myself. And when I become a billionaire, you know, Josh and I, we're both going to become billionaires. And we're going to build homeless mansions. And we're going to help so many people out. We're going to get people off the street, put them in a homeless mansion, give them new clothes, give them food. And then we're going to teach them how to make money online. We're going to teach them how to reinvent their life. But to do something crazy like that, we would tell goals like this to other people. And then they would say like they would just laugh at us. It's a joke. Like, we could have done stand-up comedy with the goals that we've been saying, you know? And it honestly takes that we have to believe in ourselves. Like, in order for you to have financial freedom or success in your Kindle publishing business, the number one thing before all the information, all the skills, there's no matter what Ty can tell you that's going to change your life, that literally he's giving you multi-million-dollar skills to literally help you become financial freedom, right? Achieve that. If you do not believe in yourself, nothing else matters. Nothing really going to get to you. It's not going to stick. Like, you have to believe in yourself. That is the number one thing. And just like Les Brown said, like, we get a lot of this stuff from, like, you know, listening to Les Brown and practicing and stuff like that. And you have to believe in yourself. Like, that's the number one thing that creates the success across the board. Belief. You know, Josh, what's that? You know, Les Brown said something in one of his audios that there was like a 4-minute mile or something like that. And you know, yeah, you know the story?
Yeah, so basically David Bannister ran the 4-minute mile, and nobody before him was able to do that until he was able to do it. So, like, before that, nobody was doing it. David Bannister ran the 4-minute mile, and I can't remember like the exact number of people that ran it like after him, but the moral of the story was people started to believe after they saw somebody else accomplish, and then it started to become possible for them in their mind.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? We saw this in the Kindle Castro community. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but when we first put this stuff out there, it took that very first person to make success. And the next thing you know, successors started popping up left and right because it changed the belief system. It showed like, you know what, this system works. So let me stay focused and do it. And now look at it. Fast forward today, every single, at the end of the month, every single time, like, we see new people coming up, like, I just made 4 figures. I just made 5 figures. I just made 6 figures. People are becoming millionaires off of this. People are achieving financial freedom. They're getting the ability to be the captain of their ship and sail to anywhere they want in the world. And honestly, it's a beautiful thing. And you're on your way there, you know? So you have to say, I can do this because you can. You got to say, I am greatness because you are greatness. You have to say, I am valuable because you are valuable. And you have to say, I matter because I do matter and you matter, right? And I believe in myself because you have to believe in yourself. Because when we go through this life, you know, when we were going through all of this, our family, you know, especially my dad, he always told me, like, you know, like he would listen to me. He was very respectful, right? He would listen to me. I told him my goals. I remember back when I was like 19. I'm 27 now, right? So back when I was 19, I was sitting in the car in the passenger seat and my dad was just driving. And I told him I was going to be a millionaire by 25 with Kindle Publishing. And I was looking out the window and I looked over and I saw him, and he was just like, I could see the kind of like disappointment. Like he wanted to believe, but the fact that he didn't do it for himself, he didn't really see it from me. So he hit me with you can do it, but that word, but right there, that word, but it changed everything. That word, but you should probably still go to college and still go to get a degree and do all this stuff, because you got to make sure that you get, you know, stability for yourself and stuff like that. And I was just like, you know what? I looked out the window. I could never forget this moment. I messaged my dad about this moment again. And now to these days, my dad would never doubt me again about this stuff because he sees what I achieved. But at that very moment, it took a lot to believe in myself. That, you know, after every family member was telling me that this was a scam and I can't do this because they see me and they're kind of looking down on me in a sense because I have a disability, I have hard hearing, I don't have any kind of education. I have a high school degree. I completed high school. Let's just say that. I never went to college. I never stepped foot in college once in my life. And I never had a professional job. All the professional jobs that I applied for, they didn't accept me. I actually stayed in the deli because that's the only job that I could get. Right? I was lucky enough to get the job in the deli. So it took the belief in myself to say, you know what? I shouldn't listen to my dad. I shouldn't listen to my mom. And even I had a girlfriend at the time was telling me that this was like, it sounded crazy whenever I was telling her about outsourcing and stuff like that. She thought I was straight out scamming. It was crazy. And it just took, I have to believe in myself just to make it happen. So what we're saying here is you need to believe in yourself because you have all the tools you need right now to be successful at this and to achieve financial freedom. And you can be anywhere in the world getting paid passive income. And you just have to make a decision that I'm going to take this serious. I'm going to believe in myself. And you can say these beautiful things to yourself every single morning if you'd like to. And we recommend that, right? So George said, I'm going to read something real quick. My dad told me that he was disappointed in me when I didn't accept a job in UCAT. It marked me as so much that I went to the UK and I've been there for 7 years and I got my citizenship. It's crazy how much people condition us. Like, that's what it is. Like, my dad did that to me as well, you know, and I'm the only one in my family, to be completely honest, the only one in the family tree that said no. I said no. I said, you know, Jim Rome said you have to be doubly smart. So I saw through my dad's eyes. I saw after all those times and the years that you put into it, this is where you're at. And let me be very clear. My dad is successful. My dad makes 6 figures, you know, but he's in his about to be 50s. And he's going back to get his master's degree. And I kind of think about it like, you've been in school your whole entire life. And I just wanted something different, you know. So no shots at my dad. You know, I hope my dad doesn't see this one day and think I'm taking shots at him. I love you, Dad, if you do see this. But, you know, it just shows like I just wanted something different. It just wasn't for me. I wanted to get paid whenever I went to sleep. I didn't want to go through school. I didn't want to do all this stuff. I just wanted to live my life and help others. That's all I wanted to do. So, and that comes with a lot of faith in yourself and believing in yourself. And like Les Brown said, you have to be your own self booster in life to push yourself there. Okay. So we got the, you know, morning of affirmations out the way. Josh, do you have anything to say about this?
Nope, we're good to go.
All right. So now we got all of it out the way. We're feeling good. We're feeling motivated. Let's jump into this training. Let's do this.
Or did you want to do the one thing, or is that after?
Sure. Oh, yeah. You know, Josh and I talk about a billion different things at a moment. All right. So what we would like you to do is you take one of these quotes. You can say, I can do this. I am greatness. I am valuable. I matter. Or I believe in myself. Go right now and post inside of the Facebook group. And we're going to be giving $50 to 4 people for posting this one thing.